we can look at how we can apply the Tilos in our project, how we can integrate with our existing CPM solution. So during the webinar, we will be more understanding the structures, we will be more understanding the steps to have a more qualified and projects to get benefits from our projects. When we are looking to linear project who are developing the Tilos software, it is German-based software and it is translated to 9 languages, and all of the 10 major European construction companies use the Tilos. When we look at the largest construction companies, actually they are using as well, their many divisions are using the Tilos at the tendering stage, at the project execution stage, and for the claiming purposes. We can apply the Tilos where there is the distance in our project. Our main goal is to see to overall our project, optimizing the productivity rates and minimizing our overall project duration as well as the project costs. When we are looking at these are some printouts, we will get the one page representing our projects. Our main aim, you to get your major project in your Primavera or Microsoft project or Asta Power project, but representing in a graphical way and integrating with your existing system. So on this way, you will be able to quickly analyze and to understand your project scope and the project status. What we have here on the top, we are seeing that we have drawing area here. It can be integrated with the BIM or with the drawing systems, and intersection profiles, distance profile as a vertical time, and in the middle of this we have the linear tasks, structural works, which represents all project what we have in our CPM. How Tilos works? It is similar to Excel cell-based system. Vertically we put the time, horizontally we put the distance. This can be vice versa. And in the middle area, it represents our construction area. To support our construction area, we are adding our elevation profile, where we are going to build, and what is our existing levels. This can be applied to road project, it can be applied to tunnel project, and any kind of project where there is elevation profile. We can add our drawings. It can be JPEG files from the CAD systems, or it can be directly items from the Tilos drawing library. So this can be drawn in Tilos directly. There are advantages of this when there is new changes. So we will be able to directly change in the Tilos. We don't need to wait any draftman or any other project guys to provide us data. When we create the activities, it will be drawn on the time distance diagram. We call here time distance chart, time distance diagram, and here the activity represents where the activity starts, where it ends. As a time, it is the same when it starts and when it finishes. So when we have our template types for the activity, we can always understand that what is the activity without any annotation. So we can add the annotations related with directly project. We can add the annotation which can read your activity data and it can change dynamically. We can add structural works like bridge works. When we would like to show the detail, we can show also in details. So this means that at the 2700 there is the bridge work. For the level 1 we are showing the overall the bridge. It is good for tendering stage, for example, and later on when you would like the detail, it is good that what is the activity like foundation, erection or decking activities inside of this bridge works. we can get system to calculate the activity durations from our productivity rates or from the quantity where will be on the site. So system can get for you duration calculation, and there are other calculations, but the most important one at the moment for this case, it is the duration. So system can calculate and give you the more realistic duration in the system. All the lines, all the shapes has a meaning. Here the filling activity has a triangular, so it means that when you start to work at this point, when you complete your works, the area is getting closed till you complete all works for the filling activity. So it represents this area for filling, green area, and this activity closed the area. So in this case, if we have any clashing activities, we can directly represent here, we can see them. The other activities all has the meaning, and for example, grading activity, when you start to work at this location at this time, and while you are working at this area, you are closing till you complete all grading works. And for testing, for stabilization, we can show in rectangular formats. So this will be representing all area will be related with this stabilization works. In the large project, as we can see that this represents now, it represents 100-kilometer project. And here, during some time in the year, in the April time and April and May time, and at the certain distance, we have the closed areas. This can be our risky areas, it can be our closed areas. When we draw our activities in Tilos, we can exactly see that if there is any clash. And this represents now at this time in the year and at this distance there will be clash. Your teams will need to wait till the area is open, or they will be work around and starting to work from the other side, coming and completing the works. So in this way you can make a faster decision, maybe starting your team works 1 week, 2 weeks later, and they will not have problem on the site. Also, some of the activities can have different productivity rates at different areas. In Primavera, we are managing splitting our tasks, dividing our tasks in the different WBS. We are linking them in too many activities just representing to maybe some distance for each 100 meter, each 500 meter based on our project. And in this case, in the Tilos, we can just represent one activity. It will be looking to your calendar, it will be looking to your productivity rates on the site, it will be looking to predecessor and successor links in the project. We can put distance lag between the tasks, so this is different than Primavera. And on the Gantt chart, everything may seem okay, you have some lag, but on the site the works will not be clearly with the same rates. So we can exactly system to calculate distance between the tasks, and it will be adjusting lag based on this. So they will never overlap, even solving this problem from the beginning, and this will help you to cover what you will invest on the Tilos, which we can call. So we can use the Tilos at the pre-design stage, planning, execution, and for the claiming purposes. At this stage, at the project stage, for work planning, we can create our tasks directly from Excel or directly from Primavera. We can import the tasks and it can get the distances in Tilos, and there are the ways how we need to manage. I will explain that. Or we can directly create our tasks in Tilos, so it will be more easy. It has template format, so over the predefined templates with our own quantities in the project, we can exactly have realistic schedule. System can calculate, please see here, it can calculate our duration, it can calculate the productivity rates, and with the annotation we can have dynamic status, latest status, so when there is changes we don't need to update anything, just to schedule our project. That is the all. It has all linking types, so you can use fully CPM methods, so we can have our predecessor, successor diagrams, constraints, and in addition to this we can have the distance based constraints, so it will have the always keeping the logic between the two teams based on distance. There are advanced types, and inside of the system you can get your critical path analysis. It includes also Gantt chart, but we recommend you to use your existing system for the Gantt chart part. Whenever you would like to get report, also you can get in Tilos as well. It depends. We are focusing on more linear part. For the resource, cost, and income values as well, we can manage in Tilos. There are the calculation methods, resource calculation. This enables you to adjust to your project. So your logic will be always supported using the modeling types. And we can get the quickly in the annotations information, and we can get our histograms based on time. And here, in addition to time, we have distance-based histograms. The same way we can get system to display cost resource based on the distance. Let's say that we have fully planned schedule and we are going to create the baseline. We can create unlimited baselines. We can progress them. In this case, please see that vertical, it is time, horizontal, it is distance. The blue color, it represents our data date. So when I see that over the data date, I have the task which needs to be progressed at this area, and here in the plan also it needs to be progressed. When I put the progress, system can show in different color format, and uncompleted part can be pushed after the data date. So it is here important that we are now monitoring the distance area. And another way, for the second period, we can just to put our progress uncompleted part, and with the structural data here, progress structural data, we are able to display. When we compare with the baseline at the background, now we see that in the blue color, this is the baseline task. In the annotations, we can represent the data from the baseline. So we can have unlimited baseline. We can display our comparison baseline, one baseline, and with the remaining part, so we can have a clear understanding for the works when it was planned and where it was planned and now how it is going to happen. With annotations, we can display performance index values as well. For the project controlling, we have the methods like from the site we can get in Excel formats, or we can get the progress in Tilos directly. So when we import these values into Tilos, we can get views for our reportings. All views actually, they are the reports. So here it represents that one type of the work, clearing and grouping. In this case, data date is blue line, and there are two groups. One is starting from left, one is starting from the endpoint from the right, and the black areas means that they are the completed works. In the baseline, we can see that why at the background there is baseline in the real project. You can practice also in Tilos sample projects, and here it is showing that the works completed not directly. The team moved to here, later on they came and completed this part. Even this view, it is a subject of claim and why the works didn't move continuously. On the left part we can show the figures. What was the planned productivity rate? What is the actual productivity rate? There is the simulation in the system, so we can monitor that if we go at this productivity rate, on the average productivity rate, what will be our completed date. We can get system to calculate these things, and for each task types, each works, we can represent different views, and in one page we can get the report. We can get the S-curves, and this is the unique at the bottom now. This is the distance Gantt chart. based on the bars, but this represents the works were completed. They are the values at the distance. Where we completed till the 27 kilometer here, and it is showing that the works are completed and it is painting itself. In the figures, we can directly represent the figures as well. So still remaining part it shows. From here, we can get system. This is the Google Earth view, and here we have our 100 kilometer project, intersection profiles, and our schedule. We can combine both of them in one view. We can represent these thin lines are the works in this blue area. This is our right of way working area, and these tasks just to display, to be able to display, we are representing under this blue line as a lines, and we can have a simulation. There are two modes. One is the planned simulation, like when, and we have in the periods we have simulation based on the time and where the works can be completed. And when we are looking the overall, we can have the cumulative, like we can have a simulation till the end of the 2015 where the works are going to complete in the baseline. When we have the actuals, we can also compare that where it was planned and when it is progressed. We can get different kind of reports, and we can apply our project into highway project, for example, and the logic always the same. On the top the drawing and distance and time, in the middle the works representing. We can have the master views, we can have the look ahead views for the easy reporting. This is for elevated project, how it shows in a simple way, data date, the works completed over the data date and the remaining works at the bottom with the legend. It gives all idea. In this tunnel project sample, you can have a Tilos trial version and you can directly open this project and practice yourself as well. Here we see that this TBM, tunnel boring machine, and this is now also calculated based on the productivity rates. Please see that productivity rates representing here with the different slopes on the task. This is one task for the 500 meter and all display and all calculated based on productivity rates and based on our calendar. It all represents. On the top we have the drawing area. Red part represents the south tunnel with the colored red task. This is the task which is distributed on the time, and this is the drawing where the works are executed. North tunnel represented the blue color. So blue colored activities can represent the works in one tunnel and red ones in another tunnel. So this is sample for the project communication. If you have the multiple scopes, or if you have the sub-projects, or if you have the subcontractors, you can represent their activities in different color. Shapes will be the same because shapes representing the same activity. So this is the know-how how you are going to represent your project. We can get in the large projects, large distance projects, at the background we can represent our risks, weather risks or other risks, and we can set up our schedule based on these risk areas. In this dark area it is more strong rain time, so we can see that we didn't plan there. This is from the one real project in France. System allows us to work in any dimensions, in this case vertical time, vertical distance like floor levels. Horizontal we have the time, so lines representing that at which floor we are and at which time we are. So these are the Tilos can be applied. Tilos is integrated with directly Primavera, and Primavera API is used for this with the Asta Power project, with the Microsoft project, with the Microsoft Excel. Also you can copy paste from your any file and import into Tilos. The same way you can export from the Tilos and paste into your Excel or any files for your presentation purposes. And what we need to do, this is the key point, and when we get the questions from the client, okay, this is the Primavera project and prepare in Tilos. And okay, we can import, but you know your project very well, so we need to add two user-defined fields. These are text type user-defined fields, and we need you to put start distance, end distance for the tasks which you would like to monitor on time distance. There can be procurement tasks. You don't need to import all tasks from the Primavera, and you can filter which you would like to analyze, which is costing you much, so we can analyze them on time distance. Or even we can import the 1,000 tasks into Tilos and we can detail that. But as your master in the Primavera or Microsoft project working, we need to user-defined field, your team to add where it starts, where it finishes, and importing into Tilos. So when we are looking that we can use the Tilos at any stage, I'm going to display these things in Tilos directly. I'm going to prepare a sample project layout and importing the data from Primavera. So any questions you can ask still anytime. We didn't get the questions, so I think that everything goes fine. When we start the Tilos, it now represents simple view. File, new, it will be creating a new project. File, open, it will be opening you existing project. So if you would like to practice, you can simply open sample projects and looking to overall projects. In this case, just 01 road, bridge, tunnel, and pipeline sample. In this project, you can find all overall related project. Now I am going to create a new project so you can apply the same things in the existing projects. File, new, and we have templates. So this helps you to build your project in a short time, and this will include your company activity types, company report types, company cost rates, calendars, and so on. And in your case, when you open the Tilos, you may see only the few templates. After we customize the template, we can save as a new template, which will be our project company template. And at the moment, just I am using the one predefined template, linear project template. In new project or in the next phase of your project, you can type like where it starts, where it finishes, when it starts, when it finishes, and base time units, default calendar. We can all display this, but in your case, you can also change these things later on. Okay, let's say that this is the one of our project now where I am saving, and now when I open my project, just I am able to show you from sample project for the past time, and now I see that vertical part it is the distance, horizontal part vertical part it is time, horizontal part it is the distance. When I am looking to now middle area, it is representing my working area. On the left part, I have now Explorer. This Explorer as simply views. These are the reportings what I am displaying now on my screen. Project data. We can keep the sub-projects, develop the work breakdown structure, or we can import from Primavera. Calendars. We can import or we can directly develop here. So it is fully scheduling system for linear projects. Library items, this is for graphical items and for our templates where we are going to use our activities, so we can explore these things easily. In the views, we have the integrated views. These are representing our time distance views or combination with the time distance. At the moment, I'm going to create the one task into my time distance view, and our tasks are represented under the task templates. We have here the task types. In the middle area, we have the insert object toolbar. So whatever I have in my library, I can insert using the insert task, insert group task, insert line. So insert annotation, insert graphic object. These are helping you to add easily, adding a new task, and in a quick way we can now select the same activity types and directly draw in time, distance, area. So this is the topsoil stripping activity. In this case, just the drawing from 0 to 1000 meter, 0 to 1000 meter activity is created. And can you hear me now well? Okay. First task is just to create a drawing on my time distance. Another task, we can say that we have another team started to works. Another team started to works from the right side, like from the 2000 meter. So we can directly draw and on the time distance area. So these tasks now representing two teams and working the approaching to each other. We can link them if we would like to link them start to start or finish to start. We can link the tasks. Let's say that I'm going to link them start to start when this team starts, and you can use the F9 for rescheduling, and now it is telling us the works when this work started little bit later on, and now I can directly say that now another task is also started. What I can see these tasks on the Gantt chart view, I can see these tasks. What I have now, these tasks showing that actually this task is starting at this point at the 2000. This is the distance Gantt chart, sorry. And on the, please see now, on the Gantt chart I am able to see now topsoil stripping tasks started together, but I don't have any idea where the works are ongoing. I can now display and I can open the two views. Like, let me show the two views. Let's say that I have this view, and here we can open another view. Okay, here here there is the format, and I can just drag, and on the top there is another view. I can show here my Gantt chart. Okay, on top I will be showing the Gantt chart. Okay, let me open the two views, and one of them time distance and one of them for the Gantt chart, so you can directly see them. Okay, now my tasks are on time distance represented on the distance and on the Gantt chart. So when I change the duration of my task on the Gantt chart, please see that on time distance or on the Gantt chart it affects, so they are linked to each other. So you can make changes in Primavera, you can import here, and it will be getting the durations from there. So it is fully showing the hour tasks. I'm going to show Primavera as well, and what is the steps actually. Now when I have these things, which is I can directly change in the Tilos for the directions. For example, at the bottom, these are the all things what Tilos giving you flexibility, and in the simple view. And now when you select the time distance, showing the details for time distance. Selecting the task, it is showing the task details like task IDs, task names, task calendar, task layer. For the display purposes, which color, coordinates. When you import from Primavera, for example, you have the mistake, for example, moving to your teams to this location, and maybe it will take some time and it will cost you. Just you will change the direction, and if you would like to do this with the one team, you can just change the link, like finish to start. You can change the link properties, like you can change anytime, and you can reschedule in this case. And now you see that your teams are continuously moving. So just what you did, you changed the direction in the system. On Gantt chart nothing changed because time doesn't change. So on the time distance you can make the changes. These are in the Tilos directly. You can build your project, but if you have already your schedule in Primavera, I will be importing them as well. before than this, to support your Primavera schedule, we can put our drawings. We can say that this will be the drawing, and it can be any drawing, saying that, like in this case, roadmap. Now we have imported the one, and we can adjust this drawing, and we can say that when we are looking the overall, actually now it is not protecting our distance. It is not synchronized with the distance. So when you print out in different page formats, it will not be linked. But what we can do, we can scale this with the distance, and we can say that this is starting at 0 and it is finishing at the 4,000 meter, for example. And now this is the drawing what we have, and when we change our page size, when we change, and now it is keeping exactly the kilometers, exactly distance it is keeping. And this is one way we can, but this is not dynamic. You can manage on this way. We can keep the data on Excel, and on the Excels we can import our drawing items, such as, in this case I will say that distance related symbol names. It is represented in Tilos library, where it starts and where it is the level, what is the height. These are the standards. You can just input to your symbol name and the unique name for that area, where it starts, and what is the total distance for these ones. I can directly copy from the Excel, and what it can be sample. You can have too many colors, you can have too many subpaths. So in this case you will be able to put into Tilos here, importing from the clipboard. Just I copied and imported. Please see now my overall, I see here, and now it is protecting our distance. These are the dynamic values. Now I can select this area, or I can select this symbol, this intersection, and I can move it. I can say that this is at 1000 meter, or I can copy and paste this, and I can double these items. When you have any changes, you can simply go to Excel, you can update Excel, and you can re-import. That is the case. For example, I can now delete everything, and I can also assign. I can select everything and I can delete. I can re-import everything, and also I can assign the layer. So when you would like to show only the specific layers, intersections, so for the CAD users it is very good. Just I am assigning different layer, and when I would like to show the layers, only the not standard layers, removing the others, and just to removing the another layers. Now it is just the specific layer assigned are staying, and for example this text are in different layer with this intersection, so it is showing that. So there is layer system. For example, you can say that this one has the different layer. The same for the tasks. It is helping you to like filtering purposes, but in a more quick way. You can apply in a quick way, and this is what you see on the screen, and you can adjust on the printout. So when you hide them, you can directly print out whatever you see on the screen. And now another thing, I will be now putting our intersection profile. What means the intersection profile? This is my 4 kilometer project. I have some roads, some creek areas, which is now represented here as a graphical way. But I can make them also on my schedule. It is called distance profiles. Under the distance profile, I can put now from the Excel saying that where my intersection profiles. This is the same if you are working in the metro, like cross passages. If you are working in pipeline, maybe the main roads, small roads, we can all import these things from the Excel. For sure you have this data you are managing in Excels, and directly we can import into related profile. We can create multiple profiles and import. Here we have customization as well. What is the first column? What is the second column? Third column? And this can be now also customized for your more needs. Some data can have the multiple values, So you can extend your integration with Excel, just copying and importing into Tilos. Now, when I put this, it is showing that where the works, it is the same what I had in Excel. So directly importing. You don't have to use the Excel, by the way. You can directly create in Tilos, but creating this one by one, you don't need, and just you can combine. Now I see that intersection profiles also came, as I see here. And now at the bottom we have also extension of this. When I am working at the bottom, I will see that exactly the works where I am. So I will not lose the connection. On the top, we can show more items. We have view base. So in the view, related view, we can hide or we can display all the columns or all the rows, all the cells, like in Excel. Now I am going to show elevation view on the top. On the top now, length, height, road height. I have these values, so I am going to import from the Excel the same way. It is called elevation. Now on the Excel tab, I can see now on the elevation tab, I can see that what is the station means that the distance at the certain point, length level, road level. It is the same for the metro projects, pipeline projects. You can also show the levels, cut, fill. We can now copy these things and import into Tilos. I need to go to my related profile. I can create my own profiles as well. And here the elevation profile, importing the new values, import option now at the 0 level, at the 0 distance, what is the length level, road level, cut and fill amounts. Also I can show my cut and fill amounts in the system. When I refresh my histograms now, all data came. In Tilos what I had, now I am more able to visualize what I have data, what is my length level, where I am going to work. This is the existing level. These are all dynamic values. You can play with in the system, you can say that now for the cut and fill amounts, we can say that show for each intersection, up to each intersection now, also it is showing the data. Please see now, these are all showing the data up to intersections. So these are good for your analyzing to your project, and whenever you would like, you can hide them. You can just focus on your related part. There are more views which I am hiding. I will be showing later on these things. Now I will be importing the data from Primavera. Let's say that I have already supporting my schedule area, and this is your project, let's say sample project in the Primavera. And what we need to do, you can have too many projects and you can import any project which you would like to import into Tilos. There are ways, like which project is open now, this project is open, it can directly import open project, so it will be quickly helping you. What is the background in Primavera? Now I have the sample WBS milestone section 1, section 2. Under the section 2 I have one culvert, and what I can set up, distance start text. This is the UDF, and you can get system to use any UDF name, but distance start text and distance end text, this is helping you to directly integrate with the default templates. So as a default, you can simply add here, it is the, let me find these things, activity, and here the Tilos distance start text, distance end text, to user defined field. And after then you can just put that where the works are starting, where it's finishing, and your time already you have in Primavera with the links and so on. But here it is complicated, you cannot see that what is going to happen on the site. And now what I'm going to do, and if you would like, you can also have Tilos filter, like you can have one more user defined field or any criteria to just to import selected tasks. You don't need to import your whole schedule. Let's say that you start your project, it is ongoing for 2 years, and you don't want to import everything because you already passed all procurement part and so on, you can just set up the filter criteria and import the related tasks which you would like to display. And these tasks, let's focus on the topsoil stripping A. This task has the different calendar as I see that, and without holidays it doesn't have the holiday time, and this has the holidays as I see that 5 days per week calendar. And in my Tilos I can see that I don't have the calendar for this, like I don't have for the same name calendar. IDs are important, and here my task also assigned the resources and the costs as well. And the resources, it assigned the materials, also the labor, equipment, and with the expenses, with the cost values, if I have, it is assigned successors, predecessors, all. It is, if there is any, these things, it will come to Tilos as well. One thing more, there is the code library. If you would like system to get in the colored format, like when I was adding the task and there was the task templates, these were helping you to display in the colored formats. And if you would like in Primavera for your work types, we can assign the codes, or if you already assigned, we can make the same names, descriptions in Tilos for the template names. As we see that we can change these names and it can be directly recognized and can assign these colors in the schedule. To importing or exporting, we have the integration tool, Tilos Primavera link. What is doing? It is directly setting your project in XML format and inputting into Tilos. So this is the integration tool which has separated installation. And import export, you can import into Primavera, you can export to Tilos. Exporting to Tilos, it is showing that, importing, we have the options like exporting into Tilos. This is a part of Primavera we can sell into which project you are going to import. Now it is showing that we have the profiles. These profiles helping you to set up, like at the initial stage maybe you would like to see the task links, later on you would like to also import the resources with the WBS structure. So we can customize this for your requirements. This is the template in the middle, and the next it is saying that which project you would like to export from Primavera into Tilos. Project FND. Now in this case we can set up the filter only for the activities which is assigned T. This is similar case for the Primavera users. Now I am importing this into Tilos, and now data is just coming and it is going to import into Tilos. All data came. And now what I have here, let me explain. For example, topsoil stripping task. And now still importing. Do you have any questions still here? What is the background of the system and what is needed to do? You can type and I can try to explain. If you would like once more, I can import. Would you like me to repeat for the case? And can you please type your project type, current project type, and also can you please type your more interested areas, and later on we can set up another webinar with you. And once more, okay, I'm going to repeat, just at the export tool and exporting and profile, predefined profile, selecting our project, importing into Tilos. Okay, for railway, for pipeline, yes, okay, very good. And we can adjust these things to your project. It needs some background works in Primavera. For example, this task, now topsoil stripping A. When I see that in Primavera part, it had the different calendar, and on the distance start date, end date. Activity IDs. Let's look at from the activity IDs. Task ID A00320. This is this one. And now when you are looking the all properties, and you can see the related calendar as well. And when you make the changes, let's say that in the Primavera you said that this started not on the 8th and it started later on, and saying that on the 15th. And you can reschedule here, for example, when you export this to Tilos again, the same things, just running this, and this will be just switched as a day. Now it is just importing to these things. Again, it is overwriting when it finds the task. It is now just 1 week more. It is now switched. Now it is on the 15th of the August. So it is showing this. And you can get the same similar things. And what I am going to explain here, if your project has too many structures and too many items, what we can do, we can also create one WBS summary task. It is called WBS summary task, and you can create the one WBS summary represents, for example, culvert. In this case, it will just look at the time where the culvert works. And now I can find the culvert at the 2700 meter. And please see now, here there is culvert. And one thing here, if your system doesn't have templates, which I was creating new task, and the templates, if doesn't have the template, it will show as a black line. So you will not get these formats, and you will have the black format. So we can say, for example, to displaying this, we can have some different display formats. I can show the culvert now. It is here. Actually, in Primavera, what it had the other tasks inside, so we can have these values. The same things can be displayed now on the Gantt chart as well, but it is not too much understandable on Gantt chart. And in the progress view or distance Gantt chart, this is the unique as well. What I have my tasks here. I can group them based on their types. Like I can say that only the topsoil stripping tasks, looking to only the topsoil stripping tasks, for example here, and I can just display there were 2 tasks here, showing that in these things you can analyze more. And also we can go to our another view. Here we are seeing our tasks, topsoil stripping colors are giving us idea, and showing the overall on the right side we can show our task names. This is representing the distance area. So when we would like to get the baseline, for example, in this case we can work in Tilos more, we can reschedule, and if you would like to get the baseline, in this case we can say that tools baseline manager and getting the baseline. This is the, let's say it was the contract, and later when you put the progress, and now let me set up the report date also set up here. Now blue line indicates that at the background blue color, it is the baseline. You can switch on, switch off the baseline anytime, and we can say that now this is my milestone which I am going to progress. I can say that this milestone, it is now progressed. I can say that this is performed. Now the color also changed. But I can also say that, okay, it was planned here, but it started on the 2 days later. So in the baseline, I will be going to make analyze. And here, this task, now it is showing that when I'm going to put to progress, it is telling to me that in this plan, it is from 2,700 to 1,350 meter. So here it is showing that I'm going to progress in the plan, but I can say that it is just completed till the 1,500 meter, and now the completed part, it is highlighted. After this case, I can schedule my project. Uncompleted part, it is just pushed after data date. I can show here the uncompleted part, it is just pushing the after data date, and I can make the changes for the remaining parts. And what it has here, when you display your baseline task, please see that now in the baseline it has to going to be completed here. So we can see these things on the progress view in the different view where the works are completed. And let me hide some items on this view. We can just hide the links, too many links, whatever you would like to hide. Displaying the progress, you can now show the progress. And now what is showing that this area, it is completed. It was my topsoil stripping tasks. I can group them for better understanding. System is quick and it allows you to quickly analyzing. And now here the time distance. This is only distance diagram, and I can show the topsoil stripping tasks, which is here. And now just focusing with this area where the works are completed, I can directly read where the works are completed here. There are more views which I can show, and when you complete your project, you can have with the all items with the graphical way. And the linear project with data now, just with some more data I can display. And in this case, similar to our project, and on the right side we can support our schedule with the resource histograms. This is the time base and the cost histogram, and at the bottom we have the distance base resource chart. So this is representing at which distance which resources are going to work. What is the total people, total machine? These are possible to manage based on the distance as well. So after you import from Primavera, you can make more analysis. You can consider the works with your quantities on the site. This is for quantity for the cut amount. So we can get system to calculate the more realistic duration. Please see now this task, soil removal. When I am looking the overall quantity, actually this is taking the quantity from my area which is on the top. These are representing the quantity, like now it is 45,000. When I look at my quantities, easily we can say that between the intersections, what is the quantities? We can now show that 141 here, 4,000 here. Even I could say that this task, now it is just going to work. Let me hide here. And now this task is just going to work for this section, only for this section, 41,180. It is directly showing. When you reschedule, it can keep still the logic if you set up the link based on the distance. So you can play with the system after you import from Primavera. If you are mastering the Primavera, like in this case, it calculates the distance between the successor. So when the successor duration changes or anything happens, or the location of your works change, it will always protect the logic or the link. So it will calculate the lag based on this. At the moment it's 15 days lag. When you exchange data with Primavera, it will consider this lag, because in Primavera there is no distance to successor. Even solving this problem, all the other works depend on this task. So all the structural works are pushed down when I reschedule, when I make the changes in my project. For example, making the changes and rescheduling, it will be adjusting the works accordingly. We can have different views. We can have the sub-projects. We can combine the multiple projects from contractors. So when you would like to show the contractor schedule, you can simply show the sub-projects. If our contractor has the submitted schedule, now I'm going to show on the same layout. This is layout like Primavera, and there is no task from contractor or from our planners. I can set up more sub-projects and display their works and run the clash detection reports between the tasks. So these are the more advanced topics at this moment. And from here, where I can reach, I can get the progress simulation on the Google Earth. we have the module which is called Tilos progress map. So what we have the Tilos schedule, we have the Google Earth file. This is the free Google Earth, and you can have the all projects you can draw in a free format, and you can import into Tilos. At the moment I will open the two projects. One is the for pipeline, as it is requested pipeline. At the beginning I was representing one pipeline project, and here progress view. There are two modes. One is the simulation. This is the planned progress simulation. You can open the same project in the Tilos templates. We can see now this is this pipeline project. In this case you can simply open the sample projects, and now in this project when we are looking the overall and the works and the executed works, it is all here. This is the schedule, and later on when we combine them in one schedule, here HDD clearing and the tasks which we would like to monitor. Simulation, this is simple simulation based on time, and here you can direct also to get the figures when you make a simulation. There are two modes for the importing. One is the KMZ data Google Earth, one is the schedule data from Tilos. So what we can have from here, we can export these values, and here the paths, intersection profiles, and we can have a simulation on the Google Earth. Just you need the free Google Earth application for this, and when the time is running here on this view, it is just showing that the progress as well. But what we are getting on our overall view, we can have a simulation. Now the works are going to, it is like play mode now. It is going to execute the works based on the time. So this is simulation. Anytime you can stop your simulation, and you can save this file, this Google Earth file, and you can save this, and you can send in your email. And on the Tilos here we have the all values and all values for the project related data, project summary. For example, we can focus the project summary as well, which I am going to show in a later on. And these are representing the tasks. At the background we have also baseline. Orange color is baseline. Thin line, it is our works. Now actually in the baseline it was planned till this point, but I completed in the green one. It is the completed one is here. So there are modes for simulation. When you run this, you can convince any management or any project presentation, and in these boxes we can show that intersections where the works are completed. We can have a list of the works at the certain area. This is good for team works at the certain areas and moving to forward, so we can see them what is their works. If there are multiple teams, we can also see them, because data comes from our schedule. Now showing that from one team also started from another point, and these are good for simulation. And another project sample, I can show one sample from the metro line as well. In this case we can combine the multiple projects in this Google Earth format. So on one, like a portfolio, we can represent them. Okay, this is now going to open another one. And please type to your questions, and we are waiting for all attendees to type their interested project types or current project types, current system which they are using. If you are using the Tilos already, and if you would like to learn more, and you can already contact with us, we can give you idea. And now this is the one of the project sample for the metro. Okay. Okay, probably I opened the shortcut. Wrong one. Okay, on desktop I have this one. Yeah. Okay. Till it shows that I will be showing some of the project types, and I'm going to complete with this part. Okay, this one. Okay, now some of the project samples. I could open for the next project. Probably there is something wrong with the project. Okay, now most of the we can call it around 90% of the linear projects used to Tilos at the moment. And string and project in Copenhagen, you can see and on our webpage you can look at our things, how the project are represented. Of course, there are many other views in the project, but just we are representing one master project. This is the for Warsaw Metro line. The logic always the same. On the top we have the drawing, the distance and time. The works are represented here. And this is for Qatar Metro Railway project for red line, one sample. On the top the drawing, and here the elevation profile where the works are going to work, TBM area here, and the existing level on the top, our station values and station works and the TBMs which is approaching to each other, and cross passages, and here with the legend, with our graphical information, with the stamp area, completion of our project. This is for tunnel mega project in UK, and this is the also similar logic, and this is one project in Hong Kong. These are not the final part which we are able to represent to you, but these projects also ongoing now, and the contractors using Tilos already. So these are logic on the drawing, intersection profiles, section profiles, and the works and the locations. This project was in Primavera as well. And this is for one of the monorail project, and in the project details there are nicer things at the moment. This project had the too many piers. Here the piers, because this was the elevated, too many piers, and now we see that this were having the subcontractor. So this works when the project level is just the pier level is completed. Just when we put the progress, it was changing the colors. So these are where the works are completed. It was good sample, and here beams are completed. This is the small view, which I believe in your view it is not so clear, but the idea, we can play with the system and we can adjust your requirement. This is for one master project from the Primavera into Tilos. And for high-speed rail projects, for road projects, in your project there can be non-linear parts like roundabouts, it can be viaducts, can be, and we can represent them in Tilos as well. No worries, it is not linear. We are adding another cell and representing these areas as well. This is one of the project at the initial stage. They used to Tilos as well, and on the top the sections of the project, and for some parts were given to subcontractors, so you can monitor for subcontractors for the quantities. You can get from them to Tilos format and directly put here the schedule, and you can see their schedule on time and distance area. This is one of the project for road project, and for the bridge projects, for example, in Turkey, Third Bosporus Bridge project, and the other many projects, worldwide ongoing projects, we can give you samples as well. Transmission line projects, for pipeline projects, it is already used into system. Even your project can be like 400 meter, it can be 1000 kilometer, doesn't matter. Tilos can use all functionalities for any kind of project. These are just I am representing in a quick way, and when you are interested, where you are interested, we can also have another webinar directly related with your project. And we are just showing these things at the moment just for sample projects. Okay. And now I am just reading the questions, and it just passed the 1 hour, more than 1 hour we completed. Thank you for your patience and attending our webinar, and we are glad that you already wrote your questions, and we will be giving answer these questions to your email addresses. We have your all email addresses. Thank you again for your time. If you would like to ask questions, and I can unmute you and we can speak over that if you would like. Okay. I think there is no request for the questions. Okay. We got your questions. Thank you again for your time. I wish you a pleasant day. You can follow us on LinkedIn, on our webpage appendix.com. Mr. Shakat will be in contact with you. Thanks again. Greetings from FND. Have a nice day.